friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and today we're going to rebatch some soap. I have several pounds of soap, some that didn't turn out, so this is what I'm going to use for our rebatch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grate this all up, and when I have this all grated up, we'll be back. So what we have here is all those bars of soap that you saw in the box. Or almost all of them. There's about 4 pounds here, and I've grated them up with just an ordinary cheese grater. And they are in the crock pot, and I've turned it on low. Now we're just going to add a half a cup of water. And we're going to turn this on low and let it go for a while. Now, folks, don't put too much water in. It may not look like a lot, but trust me, you can't take the water out once it's in. So it's better to use less than more. So we're going to let this cook on low for about a couple of hours, and I'll stir it occasionally and we'll come back and have a look. Okay, it's been about, I don't know, an hour, and I went ahead and added more water. Now I figure I have 4 to 5 pounds of soap here, and a lot of it was really finely grated, and you want just enough water to help it melt as it cooks. You want it gooey. And then we're going to, let it cook until it all melts down. All right, here is our soap that has melted. And I'm going to just take my mixer here and very gently just make sure it's all well mixed. Now what I have here is just a parchment lined bread pan. You don't use your bread pans for soap, folks. Anything metal will leave a discoloration on your soap. Now this isn't fancy soap, folks. This is rebatch soap. This is the stuff we're going to use for every day. For things like washing hands, grating in for your laundry. Otherwise, I would probably be adding things like more scent, a prettier color, perhaps. And if you see flecks in this, some of this soap, or most of this soap, was actually goat's milk soap that had oatmeal in it. Now, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to line another bread pan, and we're going to let these sit overnight until they solidify, and we'll be back in the morning when we cut them up. Okay, here's our rebatch soap. Now, one of the reasons you want to use very little water as possible is because what will happen is that's just going to evaporate and shrink as it hardens. So you want as little shrinkage as possible. Now I'm going to put these little bits in my can for my next batch of repurposing of soap. And I ended up with 2 logs. Now, like I said, these aren't going to be the ones you give away as gifts. These are your everyday bars of soap. And this is the color it is because A, I had other colors in there, and B, most of the soap was my bars of the goat's milk oatmeal soap that for some reason got this crystallized stuff on it. So we're just going to take our cutter now and we're going to cut them all up. Now, when I've made soap and I've rebatched soap, and I've showed you how to shave and rebatch soap bits and mix them in. But I'm going to show you something else you can do with your slivers of soap. This is just a dollar store bottle for soap, right? And once it was used up, all you have to do, all I've done, let's see how well you can see this, is you see those floating things in there? You don't shave them or they'll get caught in the pump. You just put 3 or 4 of your soap slivers in the bottom of this bottle,
top it up with hot water, give it a shake, and you have instant hand soap. And it's really slick. Let me get this off my hand. And as long as those soap pieces are floating, as the water goes down, you just top it up with warm water and it'll keep them melting. And when they're done melting, you just add another sliver or two in there and top it up again. Don't put too many in though, because they will melt and make this impossible. It'll be thick, like mayonnaise. So you only put 1 or 2 soap slivers in there. And as long as they're in there, and as the liquid goes down, you just add more hot water. And nowadays, I use a shampoo bottle, and I throw 3 or 4 marbles in the bottom, and that stops the pump from getting plugged. Everybody has their own way of dealing with failed soap or soap slivers, but this is a few ways that you can make that quarter fart an extra nickel by rebatching or reusing your soap slivers. This is Mrs. Wolfe from our half-acre homestead saying, take care, God bless. Mwah.